Video resource 2 of 2 for Tardigrades Part 3. This is the review for Tardigrades Part 3. We will read the story again and then review the vocabulary. Okay, so let's begin. In April of 2019, a spacecraft carrying thousands of tardigrades crashed on the moon. It crashed at the speed of over 140 meters per second. This prompted scientists in 2021 in the UK to find out whether they could have survived the impact. They put dry tardigrades in a small container. Then, with a special gun, they shot it at sand targets. The scientists discovered that some tardigrades survived impacts of up to 825 meters per second. Given that tardigrades can also survive the vacuum and ultraviolet radiation of outer space, it is very possible the tardigrades survived the impact and are waiting on the moon for someone to resuscitate them. The words that were taught about are the following: spacecraft. Remember, the first thing about learning a new word is to know how to say it. Okay, that is the most important thing to do. Spacecraft, crash. Let me bring it back to its original form. Speed, prompt. The UK could have, impact, target, and resuscitate. Resuscitate. Here it goes again. Resuscitate. Where it is. Resuscitate. Resuscitate. Okay, so these are the words that we will be talking about. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a clue, and based on the clue, see if you can get which word is being talked about. Okay, all right, so I'll show you what I mean. Okay, here we go. So we have to kind of keep these words in mind. Okay, so these are the words that we need to talk about. Okay, all right, number one, here is the answer. We need the answer here. Okay, what is the answer? It says, the deer, here's a deer, when a hunter shoots it. Okay, so when a hunter shoots the deer is what? Okay, yes, when, so this is a hunter, that's a hunter. Okay, so when a hunter shoots a deer, then the deer is what? Okay, then the deer is the, okay, let's look at another example. The good grade that you work hard for. Let's say you study very hard and you want to get 100 on your test. Well, that 100 is your what? Right. The deer is the hunter's what? The good grade is your what? And the height. Let's say, let's say Asher wants to grow to be 180 centimeters tall. So the height is how tall you are. The height that you want to reach. Okay, put these words in red so that when we talk about words, it's good to kind of learn them, right, as we talk about them. So the deer, when a hunter shoots it, the good grade that you work hard for, and the height that you want to become, that you want to reach. Well, those are examples of what? Of target. That is your target, right? It is your target. So We're going to use a target. So the answer is target. Okay, that is, so when the hunter shoots a deer, the deer is the target. If you want to get 100 on your test, then the 100, the grade is your target. And if you want to become 180 centimeters tall, then that height is your target. Okay, what you want to get is your target. Very good. Continue. Let's look at these words. Reanimate was a new word from part 2, I believe, and revive, okay, and bring back to life, okay. When somebody is almost dead and you revive him, you reanimate him, you bring him back to life. All these words are synonyms. What you're doing is you are correct. You are, I don't know what you said, but I assume that you got the right answer. You have resuscitated them, okay? Resuscitate. So here's the word. Let's do it right this time. Resuscitate. There it goes. Resuscitate. Very good. Whew. Very good. So resuscitate, revive, reanimate, and bring back to life. These words become synonyms. Now you know 4 ways to say that, right? Let's say one day you become a doctor and then somebody, is almost dead and you use the defibrillator, remember that? And then you resuscitate them, revive them, reanimate them, you bring them back to life. 4 ways to say the same thing. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so the word is resuscitate. Very good. All right, number 3. Here we're reviewing the vocabulary. Okay, let me give you some examples. So a McDonald's commercial, a TV commercial. A TV commercial is a 广告 on TV, right? Okay, so a McDonald's TV commercial, there it is, on TV. You see that beautiful, delicious hamburger. It never looks like that, okay? That's only on a commercial. You go and buy a real hamburger, it always looks like flat and dry and just kind of generally sad looking. But this is a TV commercial. Okay, good. So a McDonald's TV commercial made David go out and buy a McDonald's hamburger. What is that an example of? Like you watch a commercial, you're like, wow, I'm hungry. And you go to McDonald's and you buy a hamburger. Okay, all right. What is that an example of? The rain made, who is go down? I didn't say go down, I said Gordon. The rain made Gordon take out his umbrella. Let's say Gordon walks out of his house, he feels the rain, and then he takes out his umbrella. What are these 2 examples of? Okay. Correct. The word is prompt, right? So let's write those sentences with the word prompt. We can, okay? So a TV commercial made David go out and buy a McDonald's hamburger means the McDonald's TV commercial prompted David to go out. Oops. Prompted David to go out to buy a hamburger. Notice when I change made David go out and buy a McDonald's hamburger and I changed it to prompted, Google told me that there is something wrong here. That's right. Remember, prompted, the structure is prompted someone to do something. So I need to go type insert a to here. Okay, so a TV commercial, a McDonald's TV commercial prompted David to go out and buy a McDonald's hamburger. And of course, I can rewrite this sentence again using the word prompted. The rain made Gordon take out his umbrella. Becomes the rain what? Okay, I'll leave that to you. Okay, I'll leave that to you. Okay, so you could do it on your own. Okay, because that's the answer. So the answer is prompted. Okay, good. Prompted or prompt, right? And an ed prompted, prompt, doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. So prompted, prompt is done. All right. Here it goes. England and Scotland. England, of course, you know where England is. Scotland is Sugarland, right? So England and Scotland, and maybe somewhere else, I'm not sure, are a part of which country? Okay. And of course, you know the answer. The answer is the UK. All right. So England and Scotland are a part or two parts of the country called the UK, also known as the United, same thing with America, the United States, but not the United States, but the United Kingdom. Why? Because the UK has a king. That's why it's called the kingdom, okay? The United Kingdom, because they have a king who incidentally just died recently, right? If you remember that, right? It's King, I don't know, Philip or something, whatever. Okay, so the UK, the United Kingdom, all right? And England and Scotland are a part or parts of the United Kingdom. Okay, very good. Let's continue. We have spacecraft, crash, speed, and could have an impact that have not been used up in our exercise. So let's continue. Number 5. It says rewrite. Rewrite using one of the remaining words. Let's see if we can do that. You were able to get 100 on your test, but you didn't. You were able to, you could, I shouldn't say that. You were able to get 100 on your test, but you didn't. Okay, so which word can we use to rewrite this sentence into one sentence? Okay, so we can use the words could have, of course, right? So how do you rewrite the sentence? You were able to get 100, but you didn't, using could have. Okay, using could have. All right, how do you do that? How do you do that? And of course, the answer is you could have get 100. But check this out. The minute I stop, let me erase this so Google can tell you. Right away, when I complete the sentence, Google will tell me something is wrong, right? Yes, I hope you did. There it goes, right there. Like clockwork. So Google tells me, yo, man, that's wrong. That's wrong. There's something wrong there, okay? And of course, what is wrong there? I'll tell you why. Because after the auxiliary, the helping verb have, you have to use the 过去分词, the past participle, the PP of the verb get. So we have the word get, okay? All right, we have the word get. You could have get, right? You could have, you know, and what is the PP of get? What is the past participle of get? Well, you need a teacher for that. If you don't have a teacher, you wouldn't know, okay? Or you can ask Google if you have a phone, which I do, which no, I don't. But I can ask Google right now. I'll give an example, okay? Don't use your phone just to play games. You can use it to find things out. So let's see. I'm going to ask Google. What is the past participle of get? There it is. Okay. It says, voila.
According to MIT, got is the past tense form as well as one of the two alternatives for the past participle. The other alternative for the past participle is gotten, which is generally preferred in the United States.
Perfect. You see? Okay. It actually told me the answer. Thank you, Google. All right. So it tells you that got is the past participle of get, but in the United States, most people say gotten, right? Over here, if you can see it, okay, gotten. So I need to change this to either got or gotten, okay? Right? So you could have gotten 100. It's the same meaning as you were able to get 100, but you didn't, okay? You could have gotten 100, okay? Now, of course, if you are from the UK, England, then probably you would say, oops, sorry. And you would probably say you could have got 100, which is equally correct. Okay, either you could have got or you could have gotten. Okay, all right, let's see. He could be a doctor, but he didn't. Okay, he didn't become a doctor. Okay, he could be a doctor, but he didn't. How do you write that using, once again, could have? Well, what's the answer? He could have. Be a doctor. And the minute I leave the word be, Google is going to tell me you're wrong. Okay, I think. No, not yet. Yeah, they're going to wait until I finish the sentence. Okay, Google is going to wait until I finish the sentence and I leave the sentence. Hey, Google, you're letting me down. Okay, Google didn't pick it up. Okay, that's fine. Well, following the same rule, like I said, if you use the helping verb have, then you need to follow it with a past participle. So right here we have the helping verb have, and I need to follow it with the past participle of be. And what is that? You should know it. And if you don't know it, you can ask Google. What is the past participle of be? While you're not talking. Okay, all right. So it says the past participle of be is, there it is. smashing into a tree. How would you describe that? Okay, a meteor, by the way, that's a review. That's a word that you should already know. A meteor impacting the moon. Okay, and that's why the moon has lots of these kind of blemishes, right? Because over the billions of years, meteors have impacted the moon. Okay, so we have two words here that mean the same thing. A car hitting a tree is an example of what? A meteor impacting the moon is an example of what? And the answer is, we need two words here. We need correct, crash, and impact. Crash and impact. Both these words can be nouns and verbs, so they're beautiful. Okay, they're very useful because they can both be nouns and verbs. Okay, they mean basically the same thing. All right, and we only have one answer left, which is the word speed, and this one is a bit of a no-brainer. All right, this is an expression of speed, and this is also an expression of speed. Okay, and before we go, in math class, I suppose you would write it like 90 km per hour. I think that's how you would write it in math class. Okay, and this you would write it as what? You would write this as 400,000. That's 400,000 km, kilometers per second, which, by the way, if you didn't know, is called the speed of light. Okay, just to let you know, this is how fast electromagnetic radiation travels, also known as light. Light travels at this speed, okay, through space. So also known as the speed of light. Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Have a nice time watching the video.